Hey homeschool friends, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my Christmas homeschool plans, but also I'm going to be hitting on some life stuff as well and doing a bit of a life update in order to explain why our Christmas plans look the way they do this year. And so to start off with, I'm tired. I am more tired than I've been in a number of years, and it's funny because I was thinking back like 5 years ago in 2017, I had newborn twins in the NICU. And I feel like I'm more tired now than I was then. I guess it was a different tired. That is a very unique time in life, but I just felt like there's more going on now that has been more draining on my energy than other times in life. And that's okay. There are ups and downs to every season, but it does affect how I plan out my homeschool and what kind of energy I can bring and where my line is. It just kind of shifts based on what's happening in life. And so that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video is one, I am going to talk about our Christmas plans, but I'm also kind of going to give you the backstory as to why they look the way they do this year. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you have been coming for a while. So like I said, we're going to be chatting about Christmas homeschool plans. And as we're entering into this holiday season, I'm trying to assess what I want to do in terms of like Christmas homeschooling and what I can pick up and what I can actually handle this year and what I can't. And so that's what this is about. And so let's just hop in first to a bit of a life update. So for those of you who have been following my channel, you know that there's been some things going on with like my husband's health, and I don't talk about it on this channel other than to say that it's been challenging and emotionally draining, and it's in a good spot now, but the journey isn't over, so to speak. There's still things happening and it's still emotionally challenging. And I found just with my personality that kind of stuff, if it builds up enough, I have no energy left to do the things I want to do or the things I'm passionate about or to make our homeschool look a certain way. And I have to learn how to accept that, if that makes sense. And on top of all of that, we've also recently decided to switch churches for a variety of good reasons. Nothing bad happened, but it's still hard to make that transition, to change community, things like that. So there's just been a number of big, large stressors in my life. And I feel like I've gotten to this time in the homeschool year and I'm just tired. We started mid-July, which I always do, and I enjoy starting that early because it gives me a lot of freedom. And we are also about halfway through as of filming this video, so that is a really good thing. But it just also gets me to this time of year and I'm kind of exhausted, but yet I want to be able to do a lot of things, especially in the Christmas season, especially sharing those things with my kids. So that brings me into what are my actual plans. Let me share them with you. I will share what I have come up with that balances that a bit so that I can feel like we are embracing and really celebrating the season, but not overdoing it and things like that. And I realize it is pretty funny coming from the woman who just shared like 6 different Christmas unit studies and compared them all and was so excited about all of them. And I am. I think they're all beautiful. And I'll link that above if you didn't see it. But I can't do any of them. At first I was trying to decide which one of these am I going to do. And honestly, all of them just felt a little too heavy right now. I don't know, have any of you felt that where you really want to be able to do something, but you know you shouldn't pick it up? And I think I wrestled with that for a little bit before I just accepted the fact that this isn't the year for a full-on program of any kind. I'm just not there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of business as usual. So I'm going to keep going with our curriculum, our history, our science, all the things up through probably the week before Christmas. And then we'll take a good, 2.5 week break or whatever it ends up being. But we're just going to keep it normal, except we're going to add a few things. And so these are the things I plan on adding during the month of December to try to focus more on the story of Jesus, the birth of Jesus, just really, the reason for the season. I hate saying that. I feel so cliche, but that is really my heart behind it. And so the first thing we're going to try to do is over dinner time is to read the story of Jesus's birth. Read probably Luke is what I think I'm going to do. I might still need to look up a good reading plan for that, but I have a number of resources like you saw, so I'm sure I can find one that can give me a better plan for what to read every night. But I also last year picked up one of those Advent wreaths with the like 3 purple candles and the 1 pink candle. And we really enjoyed doing that last year. And I felt like it was very simple messaging with each candle kind of representing a different thing of like hope and joy and love and things like that. I have to remind myself exactly what all 4 mean, but I thought that was a really sweet time. And it's also very simple. And it also brings my husband into it. So if we do it over dinner, it's not necessarily a homeschool activity. It's not adding to my homeschool list, but it's still meaningful, and we can have good discussions with the kids about how miraculous it is that, Jesus came to earth as a baby and all of those things. So we can have those wonderful discussions. And so that is currently one of the things I plan on doing. Another thing I want to do is read picture books. So I was thinking I was going to pick up a chapter book, but I don't think I am this year. I think what we're going to do is just really lean into all the beautiful Christmas picture books we have, which, yes, I have them all right here. I put them on the shelf right there. We have a ton. I invested in a lot of them last year when we were reading through them. We did that whole, I wrapped all the Christmas books and we unwrapped one a night and read through them as a family, and that was really fun. So we have a lot of really good ones from last year that my kids haven't heard over and over yet. So they're still relatively new and beautiful. So we're going to pull those back out and make sure to spend a lot of good time reading some beautiful picture books. And because I love books, and I love the idea of a literature-based unit study, but instead I'm just going to kind of have more of a free-for-all, read our beautiful picture books about the Christmas season. So that's the second big thing I plan on doing for our Christmas homeschool. And then the third thing is still needs to be ironed out on exact details, but what I want to instill in myself as well as my kids is a more service-oriented season where it isn't about us, right? Like that's kind of in our culture, and as parents, we're kind of pushing against that idea of this is all about what presents you get and what presents you give and all these things. But I think there's also just this time of realizing some of the people around us and in our lives that maybe this is a hard season, or maybe they're lonely. We actually live in a neighborhood of a lot of older individuals, and we haven't yet developed stronger relationships with them. I mean, we moved in 2020. It was kind of a strange time to move. And so we're still getting to know people on our block and in our neighborhood. And so we were thinking of baking cookies and bringing them and to each of our neighbors and trying to chat and get to know them, and maybe exchange phone numbers in case there's an emergency or something like that, since they're all elderly and they might need our help and things like that. And so I think just trying to shift that focus to what do others need. And so like I was saying, we can make cookies, which is just a very fun Christmas tradition anyway, but to make it with the intent of others just really enriches the experience for myself as well as my kids, and just further exemplifies that messaging of kind of the Christmas season messaging. And so the other thing I wanted to do with the kids is to do kind of teacher gifts. And so the twins are in a preschool. My bigger kids are in an enrichment school, which I've shared before, but they have a lot of teachers, so I'm not sure what to do there. But with the twins, they have 4 main teachers. And so I was thinking of, instead of giving them Christmas cookies, we might do little mason jars full of all the ingredients for a simmer pot, because I love simmer pots this time of year. I love the orange and the cinnamon and all the things in there, and making the house smell so just beautiful and seasonal and all those things. And so I was thinking we could maybe do that, make some little mason jars for their teachers. And again, that focuses on others and shows our appreciation for what they do, because it is a really wonderful preschool. They just love the kids in such a neat way that I just know that they are so well taken care of. And it's just an amazing experience for them, because they went last year and they're going to the same place this year. And so I think we're going to focus on those two things as kind of more of our outward focus part of our Christmas season or of December. So instead of following a curriculum or a plan or a bunch of things, which are beautiful and fun, I'm kind of trying to keep it simple. And I was trying to assess what are the most important things to me that I want to get across to my kids. And I also want to take on this Christmas season, and that being just really reading and taking in the story of the birth of Jesus, reading amazing picture books about the same thing, and also being able to focus on others during this season. And so, yeah, it's quite simple. And we're also going to keep doing math and reading and all of those things. We're not stopping. I don't feel like that would go super well with my kids. We're just going to do what we've always done and add just a few things to make it more of a Christmas, December type schooling. And we'll see where that goes. We'll see if that's all too much and what I would drop or not drop. And so I will obviously be updating you as to how well that is working or what is going on. But this is just what a tired homeschool mom is capable of keeping the important things important and being able to let go of the rest for a season. So I hope this is encouraging to you that you don't have to do it all. There's ways to find those things that are important and do those and not have to pick up the rest, not have to have that guilty feeling of like I'm doing a disservice to my kids because we're not doing all these beautiful, crafty, amazing Christmas things. It'll be okay. Your kids will feel loved, or at least that's the messaging I'm trying to tell myself. So anyway, that's what I have for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Tell me down below what you guys are planning for Christmas. What are your homeschool plans? I would love to hear them. Even if they're big and amazing and you have all that energy, I would love to celebrate with you on that. So let me know that down below. And otherwise, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you want to, and I will see you in the next homeschool video. All right, guys, take care. Bye.